What's going on, SC430 community? My name is Henry. Today's video, we're going to be doing something that's, I think, pretty common. I see a lot of videos discussing about the problem, but with no resolution. Or at least, they explain how they did it, but there's nothing that actually physically shows you. So I'm going to put my attempt in actually trying to show you how to fix this problem. This problem being the SC430, if you guys didn't know, has a headlight leveling system. So basically when you turn the headlights on, the headlights basically, the bulb will kind of go from downwards and it'll slowly shift and straighten itself out. So I believe all the SC430s do it. Mine's in the 02 and it has it, so I could only assume the next gen SC430s, so the 06 to the 2010s, that they have it as well. So when those, those go bad, or at least it's not working anymore, when either it's on your dash, which I'll show in a second, or when your headlights are on at night, you only see, like 8-10 feet in front of you and basically pitch black, unless you have your brights on. So to fix that, I've heard that there is a level sensor on the rear of the car, so it helps, What's going on, SC430 community? I am interrupting this video because when making it, I didn't realize what I was fixing. It did need it to be fixed, but when I was talking about in the rear of the car, there is a stabilizer type of sensor that's connected to the lower control arm. I thought that helped control the headlight motors for, the tilting and whatever. That was not the case. So I did cut a huge chunk of this video just because I realized it's not needed, because it didn't relate to what the issue actually was. So you're only just going to be seeing me basically cut from what I was talking about, and then I cut all the chunk of how to fix or replace some stabilizer link in the rear of the SC430, and then it jumps to me checking the fuses for the headlight leveling system and then replacing the headlight motors itself. So just wanted to throw that out there, just so in case the video kind of doesn't follow up properly, but so at least I can throw this in here. So otherwise, other than that, enjoy the rest of the video. I have also seen on the forums that fuse 21 on the passenger side might be the culprit as well. We'll check that. I'm assuming it's that one right here. I'm assuming that stands for height lamp level, maybe? That's the only one I could think of that would possibly be it, because I don't think the other ones would be. I mean, maybe one of these three, but I doubt it. But let's try swapping that out too. Notice that it says up, and then the ones with the diagonal lines are not being used. Will reflect the fuse box that's under here. Turn some light. You can see the fuse box. So the issue, according to the cover, was this one. This 5 amp one at the top in the middle. So it looks fine to me. It does look, the prongs itself look a little bit rusted and dusty. So I'll sand that and I'll put that back in. And then I can show you how to swap out the actual leveling sensor. Okay, here we go. Cleaned up the fuse. We'll do our due diligence and start the car up and check using a multimeter, check the voltage going through this and make sure that it's what it's supposed to be, or if it blows out and we need to swap out a new one. Yep. So it's still on. So basically, to test it, you want to change your multimeter to read volts, and then we're just going to simply put this to the body of the car. So make sure it's metal. So since I'm doing this one-handed, I'm gonna see if I could just put it to the body somewhere. There's a little metal piece sticking out the edge. Very difficult to see, but you basically touch that and see if it reads the correct voltage on the car. So obviously we should be around 13, 14 maybe. We don't want to be in the number closer to 12. So okay, so I had to cut the camera, but basically you could take this panel off just by pulling it forward towards yourself and it'll come off. And then up in this right corner there was you were able to see like a gray frame, so that's where I would put the black wire prong and touched it. And then I used the red wire to touch the little metal piece on the edge of the fuse, and it read about 13.8 volts. And then I went to the other one and got 13.8, so that means there is voltage going across. But that's because of the, obviously doing it at the middle one up at the top, that's the one I want to check. So now that we know there is voltage going through there, later. So now that we know voltage is going through there, we know that it's not the fuse. And it is the sensor. What's going on in the SC430 community? So I made the decision. Time has passed. It's been just about a week about the whole light on the dash with the headlight tilting not working. I've made the decision, for the sake of this video, to help you guys out, I am going to swap those out. So that part number for the headlight motor is 85661-50040. It's universal to a lot of other Lexus vehicles, so keep in mind you'll be needing that part number. You can get them on eBay for like 30-ish. I've seen this ranging from 30-ish to 70-ish dollars, but those are obviously used. I honestly didn't want to go with that just because, you know, it's obviously used, right? So there's no guarantee that it's going to work and for how long. So I didn't want to risk that, so I ended up taking the bullet and going to the dealership to get the part. For a brand new one, because obviously if you put a used one in, that it might work for a while, right? But then now you have to take the bumper and the headlight assembly out if it were to go out again sooner than later. Obviously you want it long lasting, so you don't have to do that whole process again, especially on Operation Frankenstein. That bumper is heavily botched. So I went to the dealership to get one. It's going to come in a couple days, so we're going to have to wait. So I'm going to record some other YouTube videos since I already have Frank jacked up. Got a bunch of projects for him coming up, so you'll see in future videos of the same SC jacked up, no difference at all. I may reuse some clips, I may not, we'll see. But yeah, we're gonna take those out by removing the bumper and removing the headlight assembly, and then we'll be able to get to the actual motor that we need to swap out. And hopefully that's the last thing, because if it isn't, I am at a loss. I'm gonna have to do more diagnosing. But yeah, we'll see you in a couple days once I go get the parts. Let's get started. Since I gotta wait a couple days for the headlight motors, let's take the bumper off. So what we're gonna need is a 10mm socket and ratchet. Don't think you'll need an extension, just the regular size socket or a deep socket will be just fine. A pick and prying tools. There is a couple plastic fasteners, so we're gonna need to take those guys out properly and try not to break them. Let's see. So basically we'll have to remove the engine undercarriage. That's if you have it. That's going to be a lot of 10 mils, so just be aware. It can range from none to 20. There's a lot, so keep that in mind. My SC doesn't have that, at least on Operation Frankenstein, so I'm not going to even bother. But then basically we take the grill out. We take some other bolts out, and then on the inside wheel well, that's where you'll have to like pry it open and then get the 10 mil right underneath it and unbolt it. So yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so let's get started by popping open the hood. There's the latch underneath here. Pull on this guy. The hood should have popped up a little bit right here. If you go to the center and then go to the right like a few inches, there will be the tab to pull on. Okay, so it's right here, so just a little bit over. Then lift this guy up. Okay, so next up is going to be the plastic fasteners. As you can see, I am missing one and I have the wrong one on this one. And then the same thing here, I'm missing one and the wrong one's here. Reason being because you can see it's cracked right here. I'm assuming it was wrecked on this end, so it's not like fully lined up properly. So none of the holes line up, so, and then the bumper's all jacked up. So we're gonna use the prying tool to take it out. For you, there'll be 4. I only have 2, so let's take those out. But right here, there's going to be a 10mm bolt that holds that in place. So you can bend this out the way if you need to, assuming that you took the undercarriage off already. So mine's broken, so I can just lift this tab out and I'll have direct access to getting the bolt out. There it is. And then basically this should come out pretty loosely. See? So we'll leave that to the side for now. We won't pull on it too hard because we want to do the other side. Okay, so doing the other side as well, kind of can just bend this out the way just so you can see. Go up in there and look for 10mm bolt directly above. I used a screw for this one, but it's supposed to be a 10mm bolt, so it's right here. So I know it might be hard to see on screen, but underneath it there is a fastener to take out. So now the bumper is basically free, so we just have to remove the plastic fastening points. Hardware side, so there is fastening points right here that pop off, and then there's some at the headlight. As you can see, there's a gap, so this one's not popped in. There's nothing here. Fastening points here, as you can see the gap, so it's not connected. And then fastening points right here. We did pull on it, so it's already basically pulled out. You can see there's a fastening point right there. There's one here, and then I think there's like 2 or 3 right here. So basically you kind of just pop it out on one side, go in the middle, hold it up, pull it back, and then once you pull it back, you need to get rid of the line that connects to these headlight washers that go across underneath, or not underneath, but just like right here in the bumper under the frame, the reinforcement bar right here, not the reinforcement bar. And then there's also the fog lights. We're gonna have to take the bulbs out and disconnect the side markers as well, because otherwise it's gonna hang and get out of the way. So we're just gonna remove the bumper just so we can move it out the way and focus just on the headlights. So once you get enough room to get your hand underneath here, you want to disconnect the side marker light. So side marker is right here, right? There's going to be a connector that's, so you're going to have to grab it from underneath like this and unplug it. And you can either unplug it or just take the bulb out. I think I'm just going to take the bulb out. So you can just twist like counterclockwise, like 45 degrees, not even, and the bulb will just come out. Our last issue is the headlight washer and the lines that connect to it. So simply take it off, be careful, and then we're gonna have to look for that line and somehow plug it up or get it out of the way. Since I don't have an undercarriage, there's nothing that's holding the bumper underneath, so when you drive it's kind of wobbling at the bottom. So I have mine zip tied, so I gotta cut those. Okay, so this is the underneath of the driver's side. As you can see, it's botched. And we have the headlight washer lines right here that go all the way across to the other side. So this is the hose for it. And then we have the fog light right here. So I'm thinking we disconnect it from the top of the headlights. So if you can try to see my finger, there's a clip up here that's holding it. I'm gonna squeeze it and bring it down and then pull the hose off. And there will be some fluid. Oh, that's really cold. But that will be it for that. Okay, so I got a cap, silicone cap on it, so it won't leak. I did spill it all over the place, but it's fine. And then we want to take out the headlights, but it's wet, so I'm gonna let it dry, and then we'll continue for this. So to continue taking the bumper off, we did just plug in the plug for the headlight washers. So next step is to kind of just take it off so it's easier to see the headlight washers, and then disconnecting and removing the fog light. You'll see the headlight washer line at the bottom of the bumper. It's like snapped on to the bumper itself, so you could just pull it off and it'll come right off. I just plugged up the silicone plug for the passenger side headlight washer just to find out that it's destroyed. It kind of just plugs into what's left of the headlight washer. I don't recall that when I rebuilt this car, but it is what it is. It's plugged up now. So now, and then I removed the line from the bottom side of the bumper. So now, when we take it off, it should be free for the most part, besides the fog lights. So that one's a little finicky to do. So this is what it looks like off. See the windshield, the headlight washer line connects to this guy and this guy. Fog light, ended up finding out you don't have to take the bulb out. You just unplug the cord on the side. So you could do that from underneath the car possibly, but then the whole thing comes out. So this may come out too. This is just the styrofoam. You don't want to lose that. You want to keep that. That prevents it from rattling. Yeah. we're gonna now remove the headlights. Okay, so to remove the headlight, you're gonna have a 10 here. You're gonna have a 10 here, and there'll be a plastic fastener up here if you have it. Mine is clearly broken. And then on the side, it is this 10mm right here. So this is the one you want to be careful with. See how loose it is already? But there is a tendency that one that sticks out, it can damage some stuff. This car has been in the wreck, so nothing lines up properly. So again, you'll be able to take this out. Mine is not lined up properly due to being in a wreck. And it's past, so I'm gonna have to take this off. And now the headlight is free to remove. So you want to be careful taking it out. All the wiring and stuff. Obviously, we're gonna unplug it. There's one, there's two, three. This one at the bottom is really tough to get out. 4, and then number 5. That one hurt, ouch. And then it's free to go. Okay, so now to try to figure out how to take this motor out. Because there is an O-ring that holds it in there, but I don't know if it's something you just pull off or you have to pry it off or something. Because it looks like you can turn it, so I'm guessing it's just pulling on it. So we'll see if I can pry it out. On the inside, there's a little tab at the top where the connector is. You pull on it just to get it past it, and then you turn it, and then it comes out. Yeah, it is. See, little ball joint. So this controls the tilting. See, you can hear it. Me moving back and forth. It's already tilting the light itself. So this is the one that's not working. There is the part number. So it's going to be that top one. These are pretty pricey. Ended up spending $150 each. So yeah, so I'm not sure why this one isn't working. But we can try plugging it into the car just like this and see if it even tries to turn or something. Because if not, I would assume it's possible to swap the motor. That's like internal in here, but we can give it a try. So I took apart the motor. The bearing in here is still good. It spins really well still for its age. And then looking at the coil on the inside of this, it looks fine to me. So not sure if a new one will fix it. Hopefully it does, but I'm probably not going to throw away this one just in case in the future down the line I end up figuring out how to fix it without having to spend $150 on a brand new one. So again, this car's been in a wreck on all 4 corners, so it doesn't line up. There we go. Cheap garbage tabs. Take this out. take the motor out like we did before, twist and pull it right out, then remove the ball joint, so it takes a little bit of a hard pull. So now we got the driver and passenger side. They are both the same exact part number, although it does show up on the catalog for the drawing diagram of the headlight that there's two different ones, but they are listed as the same. So just keep that in mind. Okay, what's going on SC430 community? So we finally got our parts here. Again, here's the part number. Take this out. It's gonna look exactly like the ones we had. We don't need to worry about which side is which, because they both have the same part number. So, got the headlight here. You're gonna see the hole that we took it out of. Remember, there's a ball joint, so we're gonna have to pop it in place, I would assume, when we put it in here. Okay, so it popped in really easily. So I just slid it in there and then turned it counterclockwise, and it put itself in place. So took that, and then we're going to do the other side and then put it back in and see what happens.
Baby, no cap, I'm captain. Honey, no rings on me, ain't begging. Diesel, feeling I'm messing. I kill it like Shaq, I'm Shaqin'. That little bitch, she savage. Hit it on top all night, I'm damaged. Bomb, feeling I'm messing. Feeling like bomb. Dip, slide, when I wanna dive. Hit it to the rhythm all day and night. Blazing the vibe, ain't no wasting the time. Gotta shoot my shot till I get what I like. Shawty really wanna fuck and I'm on one. Little homie looking bad, never got none. When it pops on, girl, go pop off. Mommy got that beat, you can't go.
I just wait a while, wait a while, wait a while. I just wait a while, wait a while, wait a while. I just wanna wait a while.
So I just plugged in the passenger side. So this is the driver's side. So we have the harness down here. Might be a little bit difficult to see. This black one is going to go down to this guy. We have this thick gray one. That's the one that goes into the headlight leveler. So we'll put that in. Looks like I can move some wires out the way. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze. It does go in here. This gray one's gonna go underneath. This white one goes into this one that I took out. And then there's gonna be another gray one on the very far side on a different harness that goes to the side of it. So now we got everything plugged in. I'm stuck on something. But basically, we're just gonna leave it as is and just turn it on just to see if it works. Alright, so now to put the bumper back in, pay attention when we do put it back in. We want to put the side markers in first, and then the tabs. Pay attention to the tabs here. Got some here, all across here, over up here. Line's damaged, of course, so don't worry about it. And then from there we could honestly plug in the hose from underneath the car. So let's do that. What's going on, SC430 community? Finally back after a month of working on this car, trying to fix up other things. Finally got my cluster back in. Now I can finally show you that the headlight motors are working as they should, especially at night. No longer aiming at the ground, so I'll show you what that looks like. Just keep in mind I'm currently at an angle, so it may not look, you know, straight because I'm a little bit I'm on the driveway, so just show you what that looks like at night. Look at that. Looks way better. Even at an angle, you can see my headlights go pretty far out. So if anything, after a while, you know, driving it tonight, or this morning, I may make some adjustments to how it's leveled. So make sure you do that. Check it out at night so you can make sure it's all leveled out to where you want it to be. As you can see, the light is no longer on the dash for needing you know, the headlight leveling, because it would usually, remember, it would be on this side of the cluster. So yeah, so it looks like it ended up just being those headlight motors. Unfortunately, that's kind of the sucky one to do, but it had to be done. So I'm glad it's working now. I'll make my adjustments to it. You can either, you know, do what I did with the Phillips headlight, just go in between the headlight and lower it and whatnot. You can do that, and lower it to whatever you want it to be. So make sure when you lower it, don't go too low, and then make sure if you're making it higher up, don't raise it up too high, because then you'll end up blinding people on the road, especially if you have LEDs for your headlights like I do. So I may have to change mine eventually, so we'll see how that ends up being. So yeah, that's gonna end this video. So that's how you fix everything when it comes to the headlight leveling system. Obviously we did a little bit extra in this video just because, you know, the history of this car. So glad I ended up checking and replacing both of them, for the, you know, the one that's connected to the rear control arm, and then doing the headlight motors as well. So it's nice to know that, you know, those are not new, but they're in working order now, right? So otherwise, that will be it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next video.